Good morning. Welcome to today's discussion on Anambra Broadcasting Service, the discussion segment. And today we'll be talking about World Book and Copyright Day. In the studio, we have our guest that is joining us. Well, I'm Ajuluchukwu Okagwe, and my co-anchor Chidima Oranwa is here. Chidima, how are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, and I don't know why that big book is in front of you, and you have been going through it. What is happening actually?
Today is World Book Day, and again, and you know, I'm somebody that loves to read a whole lot, based on my, intimate interaction with the game Scrabble. So because I'm a Scrabble player, a professional one for that matter, I love to read books.
So you are saying that you're not that segment of Igbo people that they say if you want to hide something from there, you should just put it inside a book.
Don't hide it in the Scrabble dictionary,
okay,
because I'll find it.
Hide it in a novel.
It depends on the kind of novel. I might skip on that. So, but then let's get down to the business of the day.
All right.
And introduce our guest, who happens to be Dr. Nkechi Udeze, immediate past director, Anambra State Library Committee Services. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome to the show. Just before you go ahead asking the question, let's just give a little bit a background of how this day started. World Book and Copyright Day is a celebration to promote the enjoyment of books and reading. And it happens on every year. That is the 23rd day of April every year. The celebration takes place all over the world. So it's not just in Anambra State. It's just not in the studios of Anambra Broadcasting Service. It's a world event, an annual event. And it's we have a link between the past and the future, a bridge between generation and across cultures. Of course, the UNESCO said that it is important that we bring out a day, to commemorate World Book and Copyright Day. Now, I like that word when they say that it is a celebration to promote the enjoyment of books and reading. And I'll ask, these days, people, especially children, do they really enjoy reading books?
Yes, they do. There are some children that, due to their family background and the kind of school they are attending, they imbibe good reading culture. At least I have one where I was living before. One day, one Saturday, on a Friday, the dad asked me, please, I would like you to go to the library with my child. Throughout last week, she wasn't happy because I traveled and my wife wasn't able to take her to the library. I said, with all pleasure, I will go with her. And when we were going, the small girl was hurrying me up. Auntie, please, hurry up, let's go. I was looking at this girl. And when we get to the library, the way she was reading, it marveled me. And when we had our spelling bee for children, she was the first. And she won the best award. So there are children, it depends on the family and the schools. And it is said, catch them young. Once you help a child to imbibe good reading culture at that early stage, you are the one that will be pleading, please finish your house chores before going to the library. So it is important for us to help our children to imbibe good reading culture. And their nursery stage. Some start reading at nursery school, during their nursery school age. Some, if you are pregnant and you read for your child in the evening before you sleep, when the child comes out, when you deliver the baby, when you start reading night, that is before the child sleeps, you will read some pages stories for her. That child will like reading, and she'll be among those ones that will imbibe good reading culture at an early stage. But there are families, their parents are not the reading type, they are not educated, and they don't have people that will motivate them to read. These kind of children, though you won't blame them. And they are unfortunate to be enrolled in schools where the teachers are not interested in reading. It will definitely influence them negatively.
So you're saying that for us to have better reading culture amongst our children, as pregnant mothers, we need to start reading to them.
Yes.
Well,
Why
that
are you
is
saying as pregnant mothers? Are you pregnant?
no. Sorry, as for pregnant women,
Go ahead.
The research has been carried out,
Yes.
and it is true.
and it is
You
true.
can research.
Yes.
Yes, go and find out.
Really?
It is there in the net.
Okay, fine. But then probably we need to like start advocating that so that women will get to
yes,
read.
visiting them during the antenatal stage. The National Library did it.
The National Library did that.
Yes, they did.
That is gathered pregnant
when
women.
they are in their antenatal, visiting the hospital.
Hospital,
Yeah.
okay.
You visit them there and talk to them to start reading for their children, the baby in the womb, so that the baby, when the baby comes out, when you deliver, the baby will remember that voice, just like when your wife is pregnant. And in the evening, if you come back from work and you go hold him by this neck and say, start talking. When the child comes out, if you talk, you can see the child smile. He recognizes the voice.
The voice.
Wow, that's good. Probably I will need to like work on getting my wife pregnant again so that I can put this into practice.
No, if you
But
stop, please, so that.
so now, what we're talking about now is the benefits, World Book Day and the Copyright Day. You know, there are a whole lot of benefits in reading, very, very, because they say an educated mind is a mind that stands firm. It becomes unwavering. But these days, in this generation that we find ourselves in, you hear certain motivational speaking that who education help. Education is scam. So how do we reinvigorate the mindset of these youngsters that we have now that feel that education is no longer what it used to be? How do we get them to be on track?
You see the moral decadence and the way the elders are praising those people that are rich, the illiterate that are rich. You know, they caused it. That myself now, you don't write who you are here. So maybe I attended a function without, they call it Okwetekenezi, the jeep. And you see a boy of 15 years, he moves in with his jeep and those people following him. They will quickly present the best seat for him while they will keep me at the back. Our elders contributed to it. And it seems as if those people that are educated, they are not nobody. And that education is not. There is no way you can compare education to anything in the world. Because education, it opens doors. It makes you to go to places. Imagine you being here, knowing about the streets in London, knowing about the streets in America, without going there. Those people, if they did not travel, those rich people that are not educated, if they did not travel, even if they travel, some of them cannot read the signposts. So there is no way you can compare it. Now, it is now left for us to start changing things, making campaigns for people to know that education is important. And it is the only thing that will help us for development. If you see a village where there are people that are not educated, you can compare them with those ones that have educated people that are actually exhibiting what they have been taught in school. Apart from exhibiting what they have taught in school, you see their character. Although these days you see somebody going to attending university, but the person don't exhibit it. Before, as no maradu, and once you are in the university, they expected you to know everything. Your character is molded, the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you walk.
The way you dress.
The way you dress. When you dress, you're talking. I am looking for young men that dress, talking, not ties, and move. Not minding. And just like now that we have cold weather. I'm not talking of when we have hot one, when some people can wear just singlet and be moving around. When you see a graduate, nobody will tell you. When you look at the person, they get But look at it these days. We pass through schools, we pass through universities, and when we come out and behave, we just behave as illiterates. And the young generation, they are now saying that education is scam because of what they have seen. How can you, in the school, a child is doing exam, you allow them to come in with phone? And that phone is phone. There was a child that was discussing with somebody. They don't know me because I kept on trying to find out things that are even motivating this kind of thing. 2009, 2010, we went to women. We visited women in August meeting. And I initiated that. I told my director, what I saw in either Delta or where's the other state?
Edo.
A whole vehicle, coaster, ran into the water. And those children died. There are children from our own state, East. They went for examination there to Miracle Center.
Wow.
They died. I now told my boss, let us meet women in August meeting and tell them that their children should do their exams in Anambra State. I have never seen anybody that studied very hard and failed the exam. No, I have not seen. At least you will be average. Or a bit above average. Those ones that are genius, high, very high, they can score A's. Then, now we visited women in August meeting. As mothers are the ones that are very close to their children, to tell them that their children should do exams in the state. At times they will go, they will score A's, some of them will come back being pregnant, some of them will come back with HIV.
You mean going to the Miracle Center?
Going to another state, Miracle Centers. We don't have them here before. And then there was another time I was called in on Onitsha South to talk to PTA members and the parents. And they were talking that during exam that their students usually leave for another place. I asked them, why? They were looking at me. I said, because they don't have confidence that they will pass in the school. They want somebody that will help them to write. Mm-hmm. And why? Because they did not read. Because they did not imbibe.
Is it just about the student they did not read? Or that the teachers did not teach very well?
Wait. You have to teach well and you have to help them imbibe good reading culture so that they will do the exam by themselves. And before you know it, they want to keep their students. Myself, when I had it, I asked one of the principals, is it true that you people help your students? I said, do you want my school, all of them to go? He said, did they do that to you during your own time? Why are you people destroying our children? Now, they move in with handsets. What are we doing to these children? We are destroying them. And it is my generation and your generation that are doing this. How can it be corporate expo?
What did you call it?
The parents are involved. Yes, the parents are involved. The students are involved. The teachers, the principal, and even the stakeholders in
that is external invigilators.
Everybody, because you can't tell me that somebody is in the class with a handset and you as a teacher will not see the child. The supervisor will not see the child. Go and ask. We are just deceiving ourselves. I show you something. Lecturers are now pleading. Because somebody can score, we come in, you see that the child scored A in mathematics.
But then, Dr. Udeze, while you're talking about these things, we're talking about World Book Day and then the need for our children to imbibe the reading culture. Even if you manage to scale through, probably going through these miracle centers, but the federal government has made it statutory that most universities will now be subjected to writing their own aptitude test. Isn't that more like checkmating those people that either had exam malpractice and scoring high marks in their JAM or what is it called? School leaving cert?
Please, I will say it again. Let us start discipline ourselves. All of us are aware the kind of country we are in. You know the kind of country we are in. We are not really serious to change the decadence in our education sector. There are powers that be, and there's something you can do. Where is the papers where are they seeing it? Question and answer. Is it not somebody that is sending it? Then don't they know the people that are doing it? Unless if it is not on the board, from where it is coming out.
All right. I think we've done so much on talking about the examination malpractice and what is happening in our so-called miracle centers. Let's come back to the day we are celebrating today, World Book and Copyright Day. Now, I remember growing up, my grandfather, he's late now. He normally comes home with annual report of the company he works with, and every day, at least for 1 hour, I'll sit down to read. And while I'm reading, he's correcting me if I mispronounce any word and all that. And at the end of the day, he would score me, okay, I will now give you 5%, you try today. And then we kept on doing this. And it helped me because I looked forward to whenever he would call me and ask me to read those books. And then in my own parents too, we also buy novels for us to read. But now you see the generation we are right now, this Gen Z era. You understand that most parents, they are very busy. They don't even have time for their kids. All they need is for them to go out, get the money, and send their children to school. And then they will give us assignment then. You will go to the library and you bring books and start doing your research. But these days, of course, the technology is here with us. We even have the AI that can write a whole lot of, that's how many pages of article.
Can write a thesis for you.
For you. So now I want to understand, I want us to, talk about how the advent of technology, how it has affected the reading culture of people in this part of the world.
Technology is even supposed to help. It is helping those that really understand it. Now you can take your phone. There are apps that have novels in their library.
Sure.
You can use it and read novels. You can use it, read your particular course, read the textbooks and write. But one thing is that when children are not monitored at the early stage, or if you did not start on time to discuss about it in your family, look, we have to be honest because of our future. Look at what you have to do. And you know that you are the person that will make yourself to be what you want to be. I will not be there to monitor you at every point in time. But at the early stage, the child now knows that I'm not supposed to go to a particular website. That I'm always supposed to, because some people will ask me and tell them in the early stage, buy programs, educative programs, and allow your children to watch them. Programs that will help them to pass their exams, programs that will widen their knowledge, programs that will help them to understand whatever they are doing. If a family is supposed to hold meetings, training their children at a very early stage for them to know what it means to build integrity, to know what the importance of having the right ideas of things. In the Bible it states, teach a child what the child is supposed to learn. The child will not go out from it when the child grows.
I'm sure it's still available in our society now.
That's it now. But there are families. Because I know a child on this Yahoo issue, he said, hey, how can somebody go and take somebody's money? I was looking at the young man. I said, okay, there are some of them that are still. He said a lot of common will caught up with them. I said, thank God, this one, their family will not be involved. Now, instead of the technology helping us, it is now destroying. Some of them will stay for, even in the class, when you are lecturing, you will see somebody. The lecturer will be there. The person, one of the lecturers said that while he was teaching them on a particular difficult drawing, he saw one boy with something in his ears and he was just like this. Then he left that place, came to him and found out that he was listening to music while he was teaching them. He now took the phone and the earpiece from the child. The technology is supposed to help them to even be knowledgeable more than our era, more than ourselves. Because during our own time, some of us graduated without having more than 3 textbooks. And anything you will do, you must go to the library. Mm-hmm. But this one, they have it at their comfort zone for you to go in and write and even cite up to 30 authors in a small thing you are given to write. But because of misdirection or because of not being directed, they now move into those areas that are destroying them. The ICT is very, very good. Mm-hmm. It is important. Because even there, libraries, they have their cloud, the cloud library, where those hard copies inside the library are also in the cloud. So that after using the ones, the e-books, and you find out that there are hard copies in the library, you cannot go to the library to touch those hard copies. Although at times we advise them to read hard copies because of constant looking at the screen that may affect their eyes later in their life.
Okay. When we talk about books, we talk about copyright, we need to also talk about the authors. People that wrote those books we are talking about. Lately I've noticed that our authors are not, we don't celebrate them anymore. We have the likes of Chinua Achebe, Olusoyinka, our own Chimamanda Adichie, and a whole lot of them that we celebrate. We know them. But now it seems like the new authors there, we don't have fora where you now give them awards, celebrate them. You're talking about giving chieftaincy titles at villages and all that. Some people, it's just the person that owns the money that they will give the title. And just like you said, you made an example that you can be entering in an occasion with someone that comes with Okwote Keneze, and they will recognize the person, they will not even recognize it. Now, why is it that these days we don't value people, the people that put out works like this, for us to read and then gain more knowledge?
Today is set aside for such things, celebrating the authors. It is important. But because of our nature, we don't value books like that. We value people that have money. So the authors are not remembered. Though we celebrated Chinua Achebe every November by the young writers. But then others are supposed to be celebrated because they are the people that help us to remember our past. If not for history books, if not for authors, there is no way I would have known that there was a time writings are done on clay tablets, then to papyrus, and then to printing. It's because those authors were able to write, to document, and then it is printed, and it helps us to know about the stages of the writing went through. And then for Chinua Achebe, for those big writers like Shakespeare, Chinua Achebe, F.C. Owalo, and the rest of them, they are supposed actually to be celebrated. And when I was called for this program, I said, our Igbo writers, they are supposed to be celebrated. Because now when we are talking about reading, we always talk about reading English text, but of the Igbo text. Those people that made it possible for us to have our Igbo text, they're also supposed to be recognized and valued. But because of the kind of people who we are, we value money, and that is what is destroying us. Any Igbo man can go to any extent to make money. And as soon as we stop placing much emphasis on money, but on integrity and the character, that is when we start celebrating our writers. Look at somebody like Chimamanda, who is being celebrated outside Nigeria. When I see the way people are calling her to make presentations, I say, wow, I'm even proud that she's an Igbo, you know. And then the authors, are they being encouraged? Look at the copyright. What is copyright then? It is the right granted to authors, of creators of literary and artistic works. And the copyright, there are two types. We have that of literary works, like novels, poems, plays, and things that are written in books. And then literary works, like drawings, technical drawings, maps. Then, do they get their royalties? That's one thing. Do they get their royalties? It hurts me anytime I'm in the market to buy books. You know, we don't buy pirated books. So anytime I'm in the market to buy, I will look at it and I will tell them, ask them, this book is pirated. I want the original. And say, and why are you supporting these people that are doing this? Do you know how many years it took this person to put this book together? I say, Madam, Bikopa, somebody that will be making this money is somebody that did not go to school. And look at somebody that went to school, languishing without the person making gain out of what he spent 10 years to put together. And you see writers not being valued too. They are not making money from what they have put together. And how do you think that the person will continue writing? It demoralizes them. And our copyright, the people that are in charge of copyright commission, they are not helping issues. They are not helping issues because had it been that they are serious, I'm sure that people must have stopped pirating because
I remember growing up that these people that works with copyright commission, they normally enter the market to look for all those pirated copies and they burn them at the end of the day. But this today it's no longer
the character, our character. Those people we put there, do they have integrity? Those people that they are going to arrest, what kind of people are they? The people that we affect, that we destroy them. Until we learn to do the right thing by ourselves. Until we learn that when somebody works to the extent that spent 10 years to put a book, that you, as a bookseller, should not go to pirate it in China. And you see these overseas publishers, they are not interested. What they want is their money. And even the person that is printing them in Nigeria here, what the person is that wants is money. So you see, the writers are suffering. And all of us, you as a parent that is going to the market to buy that book, you have to help the author too by not buying the pirated one.
Sometimes it's cheaper.
It's cheaper. And if you look at it, very nice. So you see them encouraging them. So it is a difficult thing.
Well, we are still here in the studios of Anambra Broadcasting Service, and remember that today is World Book and Copyright Day, and we are here with our guest, Dr. Nkechi Udeze, who happens to be the immediate past director, Anambra State Library Community Services. Well, right now we are going to take a short break, and we want to enter the streets because there are people we ask questions about book reading and what they know, if they are still involved in reading books and all that. So we want to hear their own opinion on this topic that we are discussing this morning.
Studying have many advantages. Number one, it improves your brain activity by enhancing your ability to think fast and rationally and make wise decisions as a young person. And of course, reading helps you enhance your grades in school. And then book publishing as a young person also gives you experience. And you know, as a young person, I also aspire to publish books as time goes on. So reading is actually helping me achieve that. Every book has a particular audience. So I believe that as you're publishing a book, you should have a target audience. For instance, if I'm publishing a book on primary education, I should look at the area of the demographic population that needs that particular book. So let's say I'm writing a book on primary education, I shouldn't take it to UNIZIK.
Reading makes a man. As a young youth or as an individual, you must have able to read, because when you read, you lose some stress. You increase your mental health. Reading, we say, reading makes a man. There's a song there that say, read a book a day, read a book a day. In Bible reading culture, read a book a day, reading maketh a man, reading maketh a man, read a book a day. So we encourage people to read, especially the young ones now. So this is the Anambra State Library Board, where we have a lot of books. We encourage students, young, both undergraduates and graduates, to make use of the library. If you cannot have a book at the market, walk into the public library, because the public library is free. This is where your tax money works. The library is stocked with a lot of books that will make people to know more. Reading makes people to know more of things, and also helps you to learn new things, new ways, and how to use these ways. If you don't read, you won't know. Because there's not, they say, hide something from an African in a book. You see, we African, we don't read, because that's not how we are brought up. So I'm encouraging people all over the world to make use of the library, and also to read, to know more, to find more facts. Not be a heresy, not they say. Read by yourself, and you will get more information you needed.
Reading is a habit. It's something that you love doing. And some people do not have it as a habit. That's one thing. And reading, one thing for me is that if I read, I got to know several things. But if you stay away from reading for a period of time, you feel like you do not know anything, that your head is blank. And it's true, because each time you come to the library, you got to know more. You got to know several things that is happening. And when you read, you got to know. And sometimes, even to the extent that my parents do consult me at times, I love researching a lot. So when they find something difficult, maybe something that is happening, or they don't understand, maybe something like sickness, they'll ask me what is my own opinion, because I've researched and I've known it. So because of reading, it has made people to come to me to ask of several things. Assuming I did not read, will they come to me?
A major thing we have to do is to start early, because this issue of phone is causing problem. If we can at least allow the person to reach at the age of 18, so you can buy phone and give the person. I noticed, because I've been here for years, I'm a staff for this place, I noticed that issue of phone is bringing distractions. So for you to motivate people, for you to inculcate reading culture to them, you need to sensitize them. You need to organize seminars, or what do I call it? A group conference. Give them a topic to write on. Give them a topic to discuss on.
The importance of reading, even though we are still celebrating the World Book Day and the copyright. But then we've seen what our street parliamentarians, like I usually call them, have said about the importance of reading, and nobody should take that away. A reading mind is always a healthy mind, and you can stand firm anywhere and defend whatever injustice. Well, I heard when that lady was saying that if you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book and they won't find it. But surprisingly, Africans, Nigerians are doing extremely well in other climes when it has to do with pursuance of degrees and education accomplishments. So I think there's a little divide on that aspect, because we are actually reading well into the book. But then, let me come down to the Dr. Nkechi that we have in the house here. When we're talking about reading, I told you off camera that, I think even on camera, that I'm a Scrabble player, an avid one for that matter. Incorporating Scrabble into the curriculum of nursery and primary school, wouldn't that help in reading culture? Because Scrabble is all about reading.
It is very, very important if they will accept it. Because, you know, he stays an avid.
Yeah.
You know, once avid in reading, the person will go to places. It will help you to increase your vocabulary.
Of course, of course.
It will help you to know more. So it is important. If it will be included, I'll be very happy. When I was in Anambra State Library Board, I bought it. We provided it as one of the games. Why did we do that? Because of the increase in vocabularies of children and even adult users. Because once you're able to know your words, it will help you to, you have so many of them to choose. At times you can see somebody being stopped because you know just one word for a particular thing.
Yeah.
But if you are a thesaurus, when you did not remember this one, you used your other one. So it is important. We still have it there. As you have said that you are an avid one, you can go there and start teaching our users.
No problem. If you make it available,
yes,
then I'll definitely go there.
I will talk with the present director so that you will go there and do what we call voluntary service.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Well, as we have now, rounding off the show this morning, we've talked about, some of the things that are hindering our youth, our children from reading. You know, we've talked about technology that is supposed to, make them to read more, because we have a lot of e-books out there in the internet for them to read. But you know that most times they will now deviate from what they're supposed to do once they are with their phone. I've seen one, he will be on a particular site doing something. He knows that the mom said that you shouldn't go to this site. Once the mom comes around to look at, you see him open the other site as if he has been reading for a very long time. So I think parents need to really do their job very well, and also teachers and government of the day, talking about inculcating Scrabble in our curriculum is a good one. Now, I want us to, still harp on the roles different people in our society need to play for our children to imbibe this reading culture, because it's eroding the society as we talk right now.
The first one is the family. The family, because when I attended parents' meeting, at the time when during the leadership promotion campaign, some of them usually say that they are parents. So we started attending PTA meetings. There is nothing I did not do to help children to imbibe good reading culture, especially in areas we have libraries. Now, you as a parent, I told them, please, when we go for a leadership promotion campaign, teachers, please, tell them that what the librarian said is the right thing. Then parents, when they come home, please, tell them that what that librarian said is true, that you have to read. And when you read, you increase your vocabulary, you will be beyond your horizon, you will know more. So parents first, then schools. There was a time it is in the curriculum, for them to go to the library to read. We kept on hammering on it, so that they will know the importance of the library. And then on Saturdays, there are Saturday programs. If they are not in school, those people that are not living in the boarding house, and the pupils in primary school, they can go to the public library. They have programs for children on Saturdays, every Saturday. Then during long vacation, they do their competition. Help your child. If they are there, if each of us talks about it, the parents will talk about it, the teacher will talk about it, the principals, they will talk about it in the assembly ground, telling them the importance of reading. And then, if you did not help a child, at times I tell them, why should somebody burn the midnight candle when you know that inside the hall you can do it with the help of others. Let them stop helping them in the hall. Let them read their books. The teachers, the principals, all of us together, including myself. I'm doing my own part too, even in the university there. If I'm to lecture a new class, I will first of all talk about reading and the importance of reading your handouts, going to the net to look for more, so that if you are asked to write 5, write 10 and get all the scores. So all of us, even ABS, if people have to make a jingle on reading, let it be played in the morning, in the afternoon, and the night. Talk about the importance of reading. And talk about people doing their exams by themselves and not with the help of Android. Every child now that is doing WAEC, they usually have handsets. One parent told me on Monday, that the handset her daughter used to do her WAEC has been taken from her, stolen from her. And when she said the handset she used for exam, I said she doesn't know who she was talking to. So every child, they now have handsets. It's a must. So let us stop it. Let us stop deceiving our children. We are contributing to what is happening. Let us be honest to ourselves. Help them. There is no way they will study hard and fail the exam. It is never done. Please, parents, help your children to read. Teachers, help them to imbibe group culture, reading culture. Principals, talk about it during the assembly hall. ABS, prepare jingles for reading, please. Thank you.
Doc, I don't know why you're emphasizing on ABS.
Because you have people.
At least this program is what telling that we are
jingle that will be played.
Fulfilling our responsibility.
Yes, you people are really trying.
We've had that. We've had that. And other media organizations, not just ABS.
Even newspapers. Okay. Everybody.
All right. We want to say a very big thank you to you, Dr. Nkechi Udeze, the immediate past director, Anambra State Library Services. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
I'm very, very happy for you people for inviting me for this particular program. Thank you very much.
Well, just as you have heard from our resource person, reading is just not meant for a particular set of people. It's for everybody, the elderly, the retired ones, not just for our children or for the youth. We can actually read for pleasure, and then you increase your word bank. And then for children that are still in school, for our youth that are still in school, it's important that you read so that you can go into the exam hall, write very well, and when you are called upon, you can defend everything you've written. I mean, defend your qualification, what your score and everything. Well, I want to say a very big thank you to you for joining us on the show. And parents, please, try as much as possible to encourage your children to read. Buy books for them, not just the ones that are recommended for them in school. You can buy novels, good ones. So I'm not, that those days there are novels.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be reading.
Be reading.
So you have good ones that you can actually buy for them and you encourage them. Even if it's 1 hour in a day, tell them, for this 1 hour, I want you to read this particular book. And then at the end of the day, you call them and ask them questions. Not just buying books for them, because you can buy and they will not read. Once you buy, you monitor them, make sure they read it. And then if you can, I know some...
And they summarize.
Yes.
Present it before
every member of the family, yes. Right? Yes. So with that, I think we'll be able to reduce this particular issue we have, bad reading culture in our society. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Thank you so much for joining us.
And my passing shot goes this way. Well, I've already agreed to give my services in teaching students, children, pupils in the state library, yes, free of charge, pro bono Scrabble, whenever I'm being called upon. That services, 22 years I've been playing professional Scrabble. So offering my services to who wants to play and know the benefit of playing Scrabble, Ajuluchukwu Okagwe is rendering that service to Anambra State free of charge. That's how I call my shots out for today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.